India's relationship with Japan is one of its strongest of any nation. Both India and Japan share a common heritage of Buddhist ideals and a strong people-to-people bond that goes beyond economic alliances. The India-Japan relationship is manifested in the multi-cornered cooperation and in the ever-widening scope of bilateral alliance. The India-Japan relationship that was founded on the principle of trust and which gained strategic prominence with time is now swiftly heading towards exemplary diplomacy. Let's take a deeper look at the relationship between the two countries who are now the leading voices of a world order being shaped increasingly by the global South. The Delhi Metro, one of the largest metro networks in the world, recently commemorated 20 years of its operations. Japan has provided both financial and technological assistance to India in developing several metro corridors. The anniversary not only marked 2 decades of a successful metro run, but it also highlighted the Indian-Japanese relationship that can today be characterized by a strong strategic partnership, a burgeoning business collaboration, a deep cultural connection, and a tactical geopolitical alliance. The images you see here are of another joint undertaking between India and Japan, where both sides have collaborated to manufacture India's first bullet train. With nearly 25% of the work completed, India's first bullet train is expected to hit the tracks by 2027.
Japanese team and Indian team, they are working so closely together. And in my eyes, this is already a revolution underway. Japan and India enjoy special relations, which are in special partnership, which is indeed both strategic and global. So we are cooperating in many important areas, such as defense and security area, international fora. We're closely cooperating on UN Security Council.
There are several other Indian projects that have also received Japanese support. The trade imbalance has been narrowed between India and Japan gradually, with Indian exports to Japan rising each year, which primarily include petroleum products, chemicals, and elements. As per the Embassy of India in Japan, the bilateral trade between India and Japan for the financial year 2021 to 2022 totaled $20.57 billion USD. India's exports to Japan amounted to $6.18 billion USD, while India's imports from Japan amounted to $14.39 billion USD. On his visit to India earlier this year, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida announced a $42 billion USD investment in India within the next 5 years. Experts say Japanese power corridors consider India to be one of the most reliable partners in the world.
We also have a very strong strategic engagement with each other, which is, quite unusual for a country like Japan, which calls itself or which prides itself as a pacifist power. So that's a special place that they have marked out for India to have strategic relations. We are also one of the largest recipients of official development assistance, ODA, from Japan.
With 14 bilateral premier-level summits, a continued flow of people and tech, and uniquely integrated yet individual strategies to counter global threats, Indian-Japanese ties have become a curious case study for observers around the world. Both India and Japan have their own ways of dealing with global issues. For example, the two countries had contrasting stances on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. However, this had no bearing on their relationship. India's partnership with Japan has also picked up great momentum lately. The two countries, with political and military alliances, will have their first ever joint air combat drills next year. The two have already been conducting the annual Malabar naval exercise along with the United States in order to preempt and prepare for any future crisis in the Indo-Pacific, especially from expansionist Chinese campaigns. India and Japan are also part of the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, popularly called the Quad. The security alliance also includes the United States and Australia. The geographic positioning provides great proximity and strategic advantage to both India and Japan in case any threats emerge out of China.
India-Japan strategic partnership and also their partnership as part of the Quad is a deterrence for China, and the Chinese are aware of it. That is why they are not very happy with the developments of the Quad in the Indo-Pacific region. So definitely India-Japan strategic partnership is a deterrent for China in the Indo-Pacific region.
After establishing formal ties in 1952, the India-Japan relationship has touched several highs. Apart from trade, investment, and military, the one fundamental tie that binds Japan and India together is the democratic and pro-peace, pro-people outlook in their domestic and foreign policies. Neither India nor Japan can be accused of being an aggressor or anti-global welfare. Observers have praised both countries' ways of governance and diplomacy. The two now also hold very important presidencies. Japan is at the helm of G7, while India will remain G20 president for the next 1 year. Both are expected to make significant contributions to immediately needed solutions to the world's problems. If India and Japan have individually shown the world that good can be achieved through peaceful means, their ties serve as an example for the rest of the global community to forge and nurture an alliance of this nature. The premium furniture market in India is witnessing a boom, with major infrastructure development in cities across the country. Indian consumers are now spending on premium furniture and decor. With many high-income households as eager consumers, many international brands are now ready and eager to move into the Indian furniture market.
अगर इम्पोर्टेड फर्नीचर की बात करेंगे तो इंडिया में उस फर्नीचर के बहुत अच्छी स्कोप है. बेस्ट है कि आज 3-4 करोड़ रुपए का जब बजट है लोगों का इंटीरियर का, तो उस बजट में तो सारा प्रीमियम प्रोडक्ट आ सकता है. तो फिर आप मान के चलिए कि बहुत ज़्यादा स्कोप है.
The Indian furniture market was evaluated at $17.77 billion USD in 2020. It is expected to surpass $37.72 billion USD by the end of 2026, growing at a double-digit compound annual growth rate of 13.37%. India's furniture market, which is primarily driven by the tourism, hospitality, and corporate sectors, is the 14th largest in the world. The increase of hotels, shops, offices, co-working spaces, and e-marketplaces continues to fuel domestic demand for furniture. At the recently held India International Furniture Fair, many foreign brands showcased their high-end furniture products. For example, the best of the Turkish furniture manufacturing industry came together with their Indian counterparts to enter the burgeoning Indian furniture market.
People have moved on from having just like one couch, one coffee table or one dining table to a complete 360-degree interior, a good-looking home where they want to, have a complete home decor and also have a beautiful feel in their house, and they're also trying to adapt to a global lifestyle.
The Indian furniture industry is rapidly growing, and becoming increasingly organized. This has not only given large market space to foreign players, but the domestic players as well. The government's indigenization push has also created a climate that will further boost the furniture market. Despite the global downturn, many sectors across nearly all industries in India are booming. The growth of the furniture market in India is but one area where Brand India excels and will continue to excel.